Hey everybody, it is October 2016 and the Chaos Sorcerer is back with his band of Nurgle Chaos Space Marines for another Spookytoberfest. And so this will be my third year doing Spookytoberfest, and I'm looking forward to it because I'm sort of building a little Chaos warband more for fluff purposes. Maybe someday I'll use it to play the game with them, but I'm just sort of doing it really slowly over time. Like, I've only really been painting during Spooky Oktoberfest for this group. And so this year we'll be adding to this warband the Bloodthirster. So this is an Ultra Forge Bloodthirster, and I'll just some of you have watched the channel and you saw leading up to this that I've showed this already. For those of you that are just watching maybe through Spookytoberfest, this is an Ultra Forge Bloodthirster, and I've got them primed here. And this is what I'll be doing for Spooktoberfest. Now, just as a little bit of an intro, the reason I actually picked this up, because this isn't a very Nurgle thing to get, to add to my warband, but within the last 2 years, I read Talon of Horus, and basically in that book, there is a character called the Ragged Knight, and essentially it was a bloodthirster that the main character, who is a Tzeentch sorcerer, summoned, and he was sort of one of his tarot cards. He was one of his sort of beings that he could call. He had him sort of on a leash, where he could basically use his tarot card and he was subservient to him. And I thought it was a really, really good story. I really enjoyed it. And I saw this model and it made me think of the character in that story. And I kind of thought, well, maybe my Nurgle sorcerer also summons a Bloodthirster. I talked about it a little bit in the other video, but we always think of just building an army that's thematic. But really, like in the narrative, sometimes in these stories, the sorcerer may call something that's not necessarily, in allegiance with it, to be subservient to it, to fight for it. And who wouldn't want a Bloodthirster to fight for your army? Because they're some of the baddest beings that are out there. And so I'm really looking forward to adding the Bloodthirster as a henchman to my Nurgle sorcerer from the first Spooktoberfest. It's a Forge World Nurgle sorcerer, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. So this is just an intro video. I'll go through the weeks and do the questions and various things, and yeah, looking forward to it, and looking forward to seeing everybody else's Spookytoberfest projects. Take care.